Hello, hello everybody. I am yet again Price McKinney. Simply put. And as always, I want to thank you for tuning in and listening. Y'all just bear with me. your boy got issues. You really does. Your boy is cray. It just is what it is. So I was thinking about the video I just did, right? And I know y'all think I'm nuts, but this is a real thing. It's for real. So you're looking at half-healed. That's what I'm gonna call myself, half-healed. So why would you say that? So Saturday, I'm using myself as an example so you understand just what this is, how to deal with this, right? So I was with my twin brother, one of my homies, Saturday, and we were hanging out. Had a blast, had an absolute blast, and so I got a phone call, and I'm telling y'all, you got to deal with your issues, and this is what I'm gonna say before I say what I'm about to say. Figure out what your triggers are, and deal with it head on, because here's what happened. I got a phone call. So just based on the person itself, the call, I was irritated and pissy just off the cuff. Now, I didn't display that. I didn't show it, right? So I, took the call, listened to what needed to be said, whatever. So I asked a question in the midst of that. It was a short conversation. And in all honesty, there was no reason for me to blow a fuse. However, so I asked the question, got the response I needed, and that was that. Well, when I got off the phone, I went from 0 to 1,000. First call that was ever made to hit 1,000, just within a millisecond. Bottle rocket, I was gone. He'll be back in a minute, right? So I'm sitting there and I just flat blew a fuse. I just lost it. Just flat lost it. And I've said this before. My patience is not good right now. It's not. And I've heard people say, when you get older, your filter becomes, less, and your patience becomes less. And so my patience is low, which my tolerance for stuff and my anger is higher, right? So it was ironic that I'm sitting across from my buddy who's actually a counselor. It's what he does for a living. Damn good at what he does. So he just glanced over at me. He asked me one question that completely diffused the bomb. Just completely. So he cut through everything and asked one question, and I answered. I don't know. I was so pissed off at the time. I don't even remember what he said now. But it just completely diffused the bomb. I took a deep breath and I calmed down, pretty much immediately. And I realized there was no reason for me to fly off the handle like I did. But I did. And so in hindsight, like they say, hindsight is 20/20. When I look back at the situation, I had to ask myself, what was it within me that triggered the response that I gave after I got off of the phone? Now, again, while I was on the phone, I didn't give off any of that. It didn't seem like I had an attitude. It didn't seem like I was pissed off or anything. But when I got off, I lost it. I just flat lost it. And so my point in saying all of that is, figure out what your triggers are, and by all means, deal with them. Because at the end of the day, that's time that I took away from myself. That's time I took, in all honesty, away from them, because they had to deal with me in that moment unnecessarily. And so it's one of those things I've had to, because let's just be honest. Let's be flat-footed honest. When you deal with what you need to be healed from, right? There's a part of us that we almost have to relive whatever it is that hurts, or that has hurt us, or what caused us the pain or the trauma. And I get it. Trust me, I get it. Nobody wants to go through that. You don't, and I know this is not a word, but nobody wants to be re-hurt. You don't want to go back and dig up the pain, but the truth of the matter is, the only way you can do that is you got to deal with what's there. It's just like having surgery. If you got something on the inside of you and you got to have surgery, you got to go through the pain of it. It's no way around it. So I said all of that to say, whatever your triggers are, whatever it is that still bothers you or upsets you or pisses you off, as my buddy says, to the highest levels of positivity, deal with it. And again, if you don't want to go through a counselor to do that, look in the mirror and just be honest with yourself. You have to. Don't tap dance around it. Don't, and here's another one, don't blame everybody else for where you are. Deal with your own stuff. And I'm talking to myself 100%. Deal with your stuff. Yes, you went through it. Yes, it happened. All the above. But here's the thing. With where you are now, it's up to you how you respond to that. It's up to you. Can't nobody else do it for you. So again, thank you all for your patience in dealing with me, because your boys, I can be a little bit off, and I get it. One of my homeboys tells me that all the time. But again, thank you for listening. All jokes aside, thank you. I greatly appreciate all of you. Again, follow me on Facebook, Price, simply put, with Price McKinney. Also, Instagram, simply put, PM, and most importantly, YouTube, Price McKinney, simply put. If you have not subscribed, go there and do that. And again, I'm not expert. I just know what I know. And as I told you before, I promise you, I'll see you soon.